Hitting fifth in right field will be Sixto Lezcano. Batting sixth, third baseman Sal Bando. Hitting seventh, playing second base will be Don Money. Batting eighth and in at first base tonight, Mike Hagen. And batting ninth, doing the catching for Milwaukee, Charlie Moore. Join us for our national anthem. Before tonight's game begins, we'll pause for these messages.
Radio 76 puts the fun back in radio with WJR's great entertainers. J.P. McCarthy from 6 to 10.
Well, what's your handle, Jim, or would you rather not say?
The big noise. Jimmy Lance from 10 till noon.
We are going to present Come to Me from the Pink Panther Strikes Again a bit later on in the show.
Mark Avery from 3 to 6 afternoon.
Afternoon music call from WJR Radio Detroit. Nice to have you along.
Warren Pierce, 7 to 10 at night.
Captain Thorson, tell my listeners exactly where you are tonight.
I'm on board my ship in a shipyard in Thunder Fjord.
Jay Roberts, 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m.
After finding out who I was, and they'd say, well, we listen to you all over the country.
Radio 76. You get more out of it because they put more into it. WJR's great entertainers.
Whether you're coming or going, WJR, Detroit's good sport, has the information you need with J.P. McCarthy mornings and Mark Avery afternoons. Keep score with Radio 76.
Well, the lean left-hander Bill Travers is taking his final warm-up tosses out on the mound. He faced the Tigers last Saturday and faced Dave Roseman, his pitching opponent, here tonight. And the Tigers on that occasion beat Travers and the Brewers 6-2. The Brewers have not been winning of late. In fact, they have now dropped 7 of their last 8 games. Their only win in that span of time came at Detroit this past Sunday. The Tigers taking 2 out of 3 from the Brewers over last weekend. Travers is ready to go. He comes into the ball game having won 3 and lost 3. Roseman seeking his 3rd straight win for the Tigers. Ron LaFleur steps into the batter's box to begin this extended 5-game series. And here for the play-by-play is Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Carey. Good to be at the ball game. And LaFleur is stepping in now, batting .241 to lead it off against the left-hander. The outfield straight up on Ron. Bando and a little bit close to third base, and the other infielders are back. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. It's a strike called, a breaking ball over. He ran up as if to bunt and took it. In the infield, Bando playing third for the Brewers. They've got Yount at shortstop. Money is at second, and Hagen is at first. In the outfield, Lezcano in right, Joshua center, and Thomas in left. There's a foul back to the screen, and the count is strike 2 on leadoff man LaFleur. The catcher for the Milwaukee team is Charlie Moore. After Ron, it'll be Fuentes and then Staub to try to get it going here early for the Tigers. Travers checking his time with Charlie Moore, about ready to go again. The windup, the pitch on the way. Swing, the fly ball up to the right field, slicing down the line. It'll be foul. Here comes Lezcano racing over, and he makes the catch. A great catch by Sixto. He hit the barrier and held onto the ball. One away. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is a Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Checking the weather for Greater Detroit. Decreasing cloudiness tonight. Low near 50 tomorrow and Saturday. Partly cloudy. High tomorrow upper 70s. High Saturday mid 70s. Sunny on Sunday with a high in the mid 70s. At 8:33, it's clear in 73. WJR Detroit.
Tito Fuentes stepping in, batting .343, one of the most consistent Tiger hitters this season. Batting right-handed against the left-hander Travers, and he looks at a hook for a strike. Tito has connected now in 12 of his last 14 games, including 6 for 13 over his last 3. Swings his little roller, hit back toward the mound. Travers off the hill, gloves it, throw to first. He got him by 3 steps. 2 up and 2 away in the Tiger opening inning, and here comes Rusty Staub. Rusty batting .219, still trying to shake an early season slump. He has 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Tigers ended up their homestand at 3-3. They won last night, stopping a 2-game losing streak. Here's the motion and the pitch, and Rusty takes a high, hard one, ball 1. Tomorrow night, it'll be Vern Rule against Moose Haas. On Saturday, Arroyo against Court. And Sunday, a doubleheader, Sykes and Roberts against Slayton and Augustine. Travers' curve misses the mark. The count now 2-0 on Rusty Staub. Outfield plays him straight away, the infield back. And Travers goes into motion. There's a strike called, a fastball let her high. Rusty steps away from the plate for a moment. Nick Bremigan umpiring back at the plate. Al Clark at first. Jerry Neudecker is at second, and Art France is at third. They bunch up the middle against Staub. Here's a 2-1 serve. He takes a strike, got the inside corner. Travers mixing his pitches well here in the opening inning. He's retired the first 2 Tigers to face him. Rusty choke at the bat, digging in again, waiting on a 2-2 delivery, and it's on the way. He swings at a bounding ball up the middle for a hit. A ground single through the box, and Staub is the first runner of the game. He's on first with 2 down, and Ben Ogleby, who had a home run and a triple last night, steps up. Ben had one of the 4 Tiger home runs last evening, and the Tigers have now hit 32 home runs in 27 games. Ogleby been batting .287. He's the top man in home runs on the team with 6. He has 15 RBIs. That's the second to Jason Thompson, who has 18. Left-hander versus the left-hander. Bounding ball is short. Yonta has it, flips it over to second to Money. They get the 4th out on Staub, and the inning's over. No runs on the 1 hit, no errors. A man left at the end of a half inning. Detroit nothing. Milwaukee coming to bat.
Now, from City National Bank, new subordinated notes that make it possible for Michigan residents to earn a steady 9% interest per year for the 7-year life of the notes. These notes are available for as little as $500 and in increments of $100 above that. The 9% interest will be paid quarterly by check or by deposit to a CNB savings or checking account. The offer for the sale of these notes is made only by the offering circular. The notes are not deposits and are not insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or any government agency and are subordinate to the claims of depositors and other creditors of the bank. For complete details on subordinated notes and how you can earn a steady 9% interest per year for the 7-year life of the notes, visit any CNB office or call 961-2211. 961-2211. City National Bank.
Mr. Roseman will do the pitching for the Tigers tonight, facing the Milwaukee Brewers. Taking his tune-up tosses now. It'll be Joshua, Yonta, and Cooper, the first 3 men to face him. Cecil Cooper back in action. He's missed several games. He was injured in Detroit. You remember making that turn to second base. Pulled up with a lame hip, but he tested himself in batting practice and told manager Alex Dramus that he'd be ready, so they've got him in there tonight for the first time in a while. We're talking about Tiger home runs. Adolph Lukey, who pitched for the Cincinnati Reds in one season, 1923, allowed only 2 home runs. and he worked that year 322 innings. Ray Blades hit a home run off him in April. George Kelly, that's old High Pockets, hit one off him in June. And those are the only 2 home runs he allowed all season long. That was 1 home run every 161 innings. Here's Joshua to lead it off now. He's won himself a job here at center field on this ball club, the former National Leaguer. Bon Joshua batting .208. And he taps the foul. It rolls back at the plate in the dirt. Kowski in close at third base on the left-handed batting outfielder. Gentleman from Oakland, California, Joshua. Swings at the bounding ball to the right side. It's through for a hit. Past the glove of Fuentes, fielded by Ogilvy, and the Brewers lead off for the single. Robin Yount, the young shortstop, coming to bat. Hitting .269. This is his 30th game. Milwaukee players telling us about the great weather they've had here. Every time they come home, they are welcomed by terrific weather, and that's true tonight. Don't know the thermometer reading right now, but... 77. Oh, there it is, right there. All right. 77. Came in on the intercom. I was going to say it was about 72 when we came in from the airport at 1 o'clock. Strike called on Yount, a curve over from Roseman. Got that ball up a little higher than I think he wanted to, but he got by with it as Robin didn't take a cut. There's a ball outside, and the count is even 1-1.
Average temperature in May over here in Milwaukee, the average high is 65. So they've been well over it this season.
You're on waiting. Here it is. It's a pitch that's just above the knees for a strike. No score first inning. The Milwaukee Brewers at bat. They've got a man on and nobody down. Roseman ready to go to work. The lip is, here's a ball just outside. He checked his swing in time.
Remember the last time the Brewers faced Roseman last Saturday, Alex Grammas wasn't too impressed with Roseman. Certainly not with his speed, but he had to be doing something right.
Absolutely.
7 hits, had a complete game.
I noticed in the paper today that Alex wasn't impressed by Garland of Cleveland, but he got beat by him yesterday. There's a swing and a miss. Throw to second. The runner is safe. Oh, that was close. Yount strikes out, and on a bang-bang play at second base, Joshua got in safely. Fuentes shaking his head, walking back to the second base post. He did not agree with Jerry Neudecker. So there's 1 out and a man on second. Here's Cooper back in action. He's been their best hitter. He's hitting .337, and they missed him in that Cleveland series. Here's a cut and a miss.
That's right. He injured himself in that rundown between second and third, and just as he tried to pivot out of the way at second base. Roseman checking his sign with Milt May. Sets, looks to second, and delivers. Here's a fly ball that's fouled back of the plate and in the seats. I get a kick fall out of the managers when they're beaten by a pitcher when they say they're not impressed. Like a golfer when he hits so long when he said, "I really didn't get a hold of it," you know. Yeah, they give the compliments very easily if they've won.
Yeah, right. Two strikes the count on Cooper. Let's see what Roseman will give him now. Man on second, Joshua, trying to get a little bit of a lead. Here's the pitch. He swings to the bounding ball. It's back to Roseman. Grabs it with his bare hand, throws to third, and they got the front man, Joshua. That was a good play by the young pitcher. He reacted beautifully on that play. A bounding ball to the third base side of the mound. He reached out with his bare hand. He got it. He was off balance, but he saw that Joshua was trying to make third, so he fired to Kowski and nipped him there. Safe at first is Cooper.
Grammas can't complain about the speed on that throw. I'll tell you, Roseman got it there in a hurry.
He sure did. That was a beautiful play by Dave. That makes it 2 down now with a man at first base instead of having a man at third, and Dan Thomas will be the batter. He takes the ball outside. That was a breaking pitch and a little bit high. Man on first. That's Cooper. We'll see how well he can run if he has to run on the ball. I don't imagine they'll be sending him if he's really hurt. There's a strike called. Now, Kowski deepens a lot at third base on Dan Thomas. Tall right-hand batter swings at the ground ball to short. Wagner has it. He'll go to first to Thompson. He's out, and the side retired. Thomas bounces to short. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. That at the end of 1, Detroit nothing, Milwaukee nothing.
You say you wouldn't mind if your car got a little better mileage? And maybe ran a little better, too? Well, here's some good advice. You don't have to put up with a car that's running rough or wasting gas. The solution might be as simple as yanking out those old plugs and dropping in a fresh set of Champion spark plugs. Just remember, the fresher your plugs, the better your mileage and performance.
Updates from MEP, weather from Mal Sillers, business news from Bill Curnow, so much more, all part of the afternoon music hall from 3 to 6 p.m. Mark Avery here on WJR. Join me.
Paul and I would like to send our best get-well wishes to Mrs. Fred Hatfield, recovering after surgery at Ford Hospital. Fred stayed in Detroit until the operation was over and then flew over to Milwaukee. He was a little bit late, but he made it. No score now. Kemp will be leading off for the Tigers in the second. Batting .256 in 25 games. This will be Steve's 91st time at bat. And once again, these left-hand Tiger batters facing a left-hand pitcher. Here's a bunt attempt, and I believe the ball hit him before he started the bunt. They're awarding him first base, hit by the pitch. Got him on the left arm, I think, didn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it got him just above the elbow on the left arm. I talked to Steve before the ball game about his stance at the plate. He said if they keep throwing him inside like they've been doing and making him move back, and he's not been getting balls on him. He argued last night about some inside pitches that were called strikes. He said, I might have to adjust about 2 inches worth.
Mm-hmm. Looked like to me he bunted at that ball, but nobody kicked about it, and it's ruled as hit by the pitch, so he's on first base. And here's Thompson at the plate.
Well, Steve's fists are right out over that plate.
Jason hitting .270, and there's a very wide curve from the tall left-hander Travers. We've got no score here. Second inning, the Tigers got a man on, a 2-out single by Staub in the first, didn't do any damage. Joshua led off the Milwaukee first for the single, but nothing else happened. Here's a ball in too close. He came in high with that breaking pitch, something the managers don't much like to see. Charlie Dressen used to say if a pitch is high in the first or second innings, don't worry that he'll work down, but if he's high in the 6th and 7th, He's too tired, and you better get him out of there. There's a high one. And the count is 3-0. Usually it's in the late innings, it's an indication that the pitcher is tiring when he starts to get a little high, and that's usually when they get in trouble. No score, second inning. Travers delivers, and it is a strike, letter high. That time 3-1. Mike Hagen holding on the bag with Kemp. Outfield on Thompson has pulled around to right. Now the set by Travers. He holds it and pitches. There's a ball high and tight. He walked him. So the Tigers have 2 men on without a hit. A hit batter and a walk. Setting up a scoring chance, and Milt May ready to step in. May batting .286. Bando wants time called, and he's gone over and talked to Travers. The Stork, they call him. He's the Milwaukee answer to the Bird. I've got a little line in the scorebook here that says the lanky pitcher and the Stork have a lot in common. They both stand head and shoulders above friend and foe alike, and they both know how to deliver the goods. Here's May waiting. They're looking for the bunt possibility. He squares. He bunts the ball down toward third. Fielded by Travers. He can't hold it, and everybody's safe. He looked at third, and then he pivoted, and as he did, the ball squirted out of his hand. Fell to the inner grass, and what will it be? Sacrifice?
It'll be a sacrifice for May and an error charge to the pitcher.
Sacrifice and an error to the pitcher. Oh, that loads the bases. A hit batter, a walk, and a sacrifice and an error. Well, the Tigers have 3 men on without the benefit of a hit. And here's Kowski, the left-handed batting third baseman. Still hitting .370. Bases loaded, no score, second inning. Tigers trying to get it going here against Travers. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way. He swings and fouls it on the screen. Gave him a curve. Strike one on Kowski. Outfield plays him just about straight away. The big gap for Kowski between Joshua and the right fielder Lescano. Travers looks him over, gets his sign from Charlie Moore, works again. The pitch on the way. Swing to say fly ball to left. Here comes Thomas digging. Can't get it. It drops in front of him. Here's the throw to third. Bando has it. Everybody moves up one, and the Tigers take the lead 1-0. Kemp coming across the score. On to third goes Thompson. Safe at second is May. And a left field RBI single puts Kowski on first base. The runners had to hold up that time. Thomas came in and looked as if he might have a shot at the ball and then decided to play it on one hop.
Kemp came down the line only about 5 steps and had to hold there. And, of course, Thompson was holding, watching too, but that ball dropped in. Looked like Thomas might have a shot at it.
Here's Mark Wagner at the plate now, the number 9 hitter, hitting .152. The Tigers lead them 1-0. They still have 3 men on and nobody down in the second inning. Swing and a bounding ball to short, maybe 2. Yunt over to Money for 1. The relay to first. Hagen not in time. He beat it out. The Tigers get a run in on the 4th out. Wagner's speed negated the double play. It looked as if it might be a fairly easy double play. And the Brewers had turned in 29 double plays. That would have been number 30, but they missed it. The run would have scored either way, but now there's 2 runs in for the Tigers. Runners at first and third, and 1 man down, with Ron LaFleur stepping up. And Wagner gets an RBI, whereas had it been a double play, he would not have. LaFleur fouled out to Lescano, who made a good running catch in right field the first time that Ron batted. He swings a little looping foul that'll drift out of play into the seats. And a young man from Green Bay caught that one on the hop. Tigers lead 2-0. They've got runners at first and third and 1 out in the second at Milwaukee. Outfield straight away on LaFleur. Here's a pitch. He swings and hits a foul ball over to the on-deck circle. Strike two, the count on LaFleur. A hit batter, a walk, and a sacrifice error loaded the bases. Kowski singled home a run, and then on the fourth out, another run scored. That's where we are now. 2-0 Tigers in the second. Good lead for Wagner at first. May just slightly off the bag at third. Travers sets and delivers. Here's a little chopper hit on the ground towards first base, fielded by Travers, and he tags LaFleur coming down the line, but May scores, and Wagner takes second. It's 3-0 Tigers. It'll be an RBI on the bounce out to the pitcher unassisted.
Well, this is reminiscent of that first inning last night. Tigers didn't hit the ball at all well in that first inning, got only one ball out of the infield and managed to score 3 times. They've had only one hit and have scored 3 runs in this inning.
And they'll take them any way they can get them. Well, here's Fuentes with a chance to deliver another Tiger run. There's a man at second, that's Wagner, and 2 men down. Fuentes, the 7th Tiger to bat against Travers in the second inning. Left-hander ready, kicks and deals. It's a wide, high fastball, ball 1. San Francisco leads the Phillies 2-0 in the 6th inning. San Diego leads the Mets 1-0 at the end of 2. They beat them 2 yesterday. Los Angeles ahead of Montreal 4-0 in the 4th. Atlanta beat Pittsburgh today 6-1. St. Louis over Cincinnati 10-1. Fuentes swings, pops it up on the home plate area. It's a foul ball, and Moore makes the catch back at the plate. Fuentes fouls to Charlie Moore, and the inning is over, but the Tigers get 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings, Detroit 3 and the Brewers nothing.
From the driller in Alaska to the roustabout in Texas, from the driver in Atlanta to the welder in Wyoming.
Getting oil out of the ground is one thing. Turning it into something people can use is another. We got people together we thought could do it better, and we called the company Marathon.
From the engineer in Denver to the trucker in Ohio, from the salesman in Chicago to the foreman in Nebraska, we got together to do it better.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Lescano will lead off for the Milwaukee Brewers. The Tigers ahead of them now, 3-0 with Milwaukee coming to bat in the second. Lescano batting .257, has 13 runs batted in, and he's the top man on the team in home runs. He has 5. Last year, the complete season, he hit 7. The year before that, he had 11 home runs. This is his 3rd full year with the Brewers for the right-hand batting outfielder, and he's got a 9-game hitting streak on the line. There's a strike called. And Sixto disagreeing with the plate umpire Bremigan about that one. He's still talking to him. The Brewers have a 3-game losing streak they're trying to break out of, and they dropped 7 of their last 8 games. And 7 of the 10 games on the last trip. They got off to a great start. In April, they were 11-6. There's a ball in too close on Lescano. 1-1 the count. Remember, when they came into Tiger Stadium, they were leading the division. 3-0 Tigers ahead of the Brewers. Now the pitch from Roseman is a ball outside. The slider wide. 2-1. Roseman, a young man who has a fine changeup that he'll use once in a while. Here's a pitch. There's the fastball. Swung on it to third. Kowski has the hop. Guns it over to Thompson in time. Lascano is out, one away, and Sal Abando will be the batter. Sal, our pregame guest, we hope you had a chance to listen to Sal talking about Charlie Finley and a lot of other things in baseball. He's hit safely now in 8 of the last 10 games. And takes a strike call. Bando batting .233, 1 home run, 13 runs batted in. Roseman into action, delivers. It's a wide one on the slider, 1-1 on Bando. Well, we've got one other American League game underway right now. Texas leading Kansas City at KC. Those feuding rivals are at it again, 1-0 at the end of 1. Roseman pitches. Here's a bounding ball to short. Wagner has it. Here's the throw to Thompson in plenty of time. 2 up and 2 away. And the veteran infielder Don Money, who when Bando showed up, moved over to second base, will be the batter. Don hitting .232. This will be his 100th time at bat. In the East, the Brewers have won 12 and lost 12. And against the Western teams, they've won 3 and lost 2. There's a strike in above the knees. 3-0, Tigers ahead. Tigers against the East are 6 and 7. And against the West, they've won 5 and lost 9. Money takes a wide one, 1-1 the count on him. Tigers ahead, 3-0. The Brewers hit bat in the second. Roseman has the sign from May, the pitch. It's a little bit outside. He's not missing that outside corner much on the last 2. 2-1 the count on him. Roseman delivers. It's in too close. 3-1 the count on Money. Money swings, fly ball, deep left field, going over is LaFleur. It's up the alley in left center. It bounces up into the seats and will be a double. A 2-base hit. Bouncing into the seats. Money is on with a 2-out, 2-bagger. And now before Hagen bats, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Look for decreasing cloudy skies tonight, low near 50 tomorrow, and Saturday's weather partly cloudy. High tomorrow, upper 70s, high Saturday, mid-70s. Right now, clear and 73. This is WJR, Detroit.
Here's Mike Hagen playing first base tonight. And batting .235. He's had 2 hits and 5 trips against Tiger pitching this year. Left-handed batter takes a breaking ball over for a strike from Dave Roseman. Man on second, Money with a 2-out double. That is the second hit off Roseman. Sets and delivers. Here's a high fly ball hit the right field. It's deep. Ogilvy going back, still going. He cruises under it now and makes the catch at the warning track. Ogilvy was playing shallow on Hagen and had a long way to go, but he got back there, surrounded the ball, and made the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. That at the end of 2, Detroit 3, Milwaukee 0.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harwell, and I'm here with a couple of competitors in the Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Honorary Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Paul, how does this thing work?
Well, any boy or girl between 8 and 14 can sign up at any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Provided they're accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older.
That's right. And there's no obligation for signing up.
Then 22 Bat Boys will be picked on June the 2nd. Right, Katie?
Right. 22 winners. 1 from each Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
And everyone who signs up gets a free Tiger iron-on patch.
Great. Well, that about does it. So, kids, grab your parents and stop into any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer between April 18th and May 27th. And sign up for the Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Thank you, Katie and Paul. And this is...
Oh, there's one more thing.
Yes, Katie?
Shouldn't that be that person?
Well, Well, anyway, see your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer soon.
Special weekend reports, news, weather, and sports updates. America's favorite music and entertaining hosts. It's all part of WJR's Great Weekend. Saturdays and Sundays on WJR Radio.
Tigers lead 3-0. Here's the third inning now. Rusty Staub leading off for Detroit. Tigers opening a trip here that will be 11 games on 11 days. Now the windup by Travers, and the pitch to Rusty's in too close, ball one. This is a 5-game series here in Milwaukee. Doubleheader Sunday will conclude it. Then we'll head down to Texas to battle the Rangers. There's a strike called on Staub. Travers got his fastball in the inside corner, 1-1. Travers hails from Norwood, Massachusetts. He makes his home now in Milwaukee. Now the lean left-hander pitches. There's a pop-up back into short center field. Going back is Money, the second baseman. Here's Joshua, the center fielder, and he one-hands it for the out. One up and one away. Ben Ogilvy, who hit into force his only trip, will be the batter. Travers features a forkball, a pitch that's getting a good bit of popularity among the American League pitchers now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Ben. He takes a strike. That was the fastball across. Travers had some arm trouble off and on. He had a couple of operations back in '73. Had a nerve transplanted. Here's a swing and a miss. Early this year, right at the end of spring training, he had a little tendonitis. It seemed to worry the ball club, but he came on strong and helped get the Brewers off to that good start in April. 2 strikes on Benji. It's a ball outside. He took a pass ball wide. Tigers 3 runs on 2 hits. Milwaukee no runs on 2 hits. Now Travers checks his sign with Moore, about ready to pitch to Ogilvy. Swing. There's a line shot, base hit right field. Oh, he reached up and hit that leather-high curveball just where you want it, right up in your eyes, and socked it to right for a single. That's the third Tiger hit, 1 per inning, and here's Kemp, who started a 3-run surge in the second when he was hit by a pitch ball. Keep an eye on him, Paul. See how close he gets to that plate after his conversation with you. Scraping around. Ogilvy leading off the bag. I think he's a little farther back, don't you? I don't know, a little bit. The throw is different here. The throw's right on the line. Yeah. Here's the pitch. It's a curve low, ball 1.
It's back at Tiger Stadium. We're looking over his shoulder, and he appears to be right on top of the plate.
Yeah, when you get a different angle in each ballpark, it makes the pitching look different, and the hitters look a little bit different, too. Now Travers to the set position and delivers. There's a slow curve hit in the air. Right field won't be deep enough. Lescano backs up. He's under it, makes the catch. And retreating to first is Ogilvy. So they're 2 down after the lazy fly to right. Now we'll see Jason Thompson step up for the Tigers. Jason's gone 4 for the last 9 times at bat. He likes to take his time about stepping in the batter's box, sort of like Munson and Willie Horton do. Maybe not quite that extreme. 3-0 Tigers lead. Throw to first. He gunned it over there, but Ogilvy's back in time. At the Philadelphia game, San Francisco leads now in the 7th inning, 2-0 over the Phillies. Jason waiting on the first pitch from Travers. Ogilvy goes, the pitch is in sight. Throw to second, he is out. They got him down. Young covering, taking the throw for Moore, and Ogilvy is out trying to steal. Now the catcher to the shortstop. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the last half, the third. Detroit 3, the Brewers 0.
at the plate in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. What team failed to win a pennant despite having 4 20-game winners on its staff? You've got some time to think about it over a cool Labatt's beer. The 1920 Chicago White Sox. The Windy City that year had Urban Faber, who won 23 games, Claude Williams with 22, Dickie Kerr notched 21 wins, and Ed Seacott also had 21 victories. But amazingly, they still finished second to the Indians. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Well, baseball at bargain prices for the whole family. That's the story family night at Tiger Stadium. You know what happens. The head of the family pays $4, and the rest of the family group is admitted for 75 cents each, with seating in the upper deck. And that's every Monday night at Tiger Stadium for family night. The tickets are on sale in advance or by mail or also at the gate the night of the game. So plan to be with us on the family night throughout the year. Next family night will be the 30th of May when the Tigers are back on their next homestand. They'll be playing the Oakland A's that night. Here's Charlie Moore to lead off now for the Milwaukee team. 3-0 Tigers lead them. Moore hits a bounding ball right back to Roseman. He gloves it. Throw to first. He got him. Charlie went up there batting .268. He's now 0 for 1 in this one. And the next man to bat will be Von Joshua, the leadoff man, who singled his only trip. Center fielder LaFleur a little bit over to left center. Fastball outside. Ron still got a bone spur on his foot. Take a treatment for that. Kowski in close on Joshua. There's a cut and a miss by the left-hand hitter. 1-1 the count on him. Tigers got 3 in the second. If you missed it, Kemp was hit by a pitch. Thompson walked. May tried to sacrifice, was safe on the error. That loaded the bases. Kowski drove in a run, and then Wagner hit into a force out to get one in. And LaFleur bounced out, and another one came in. Joshua fouls off the next pitch. That'll make it 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Tigers got 3 runs there off Travers in that second inning. With only 1 hit, the bases loaded single by Kowski. Roseman ready for work again. The pitch. He took the strike, struck him out. Joshua stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by. That's the second strikeout for Roseman. Robin Yount, who was the first strikeout victim, comes up now. Right-hand batting Californian. The Dodgers are leading Montreal 4-0 in the 4th inning at Montreal. San Diego leads the Mets 1-0 in the 4th. Strike called on Yount. We don't have anything later from Kansas City. It's still Texas 1. And the Royals nothing at the end of 1. Rosie ready to go again. The winds and pitches in tight at the shoulder. That was the fastball. 1-1. Frank Howard coaching at first base. Jimmy Bragan coaching at third. There's a little tapper foul out of play.
I think you'll find there'll be a trench worn in that coaching box before the season ends.
You just ought to have a feeling that Frank could just reach out and grab the guy at home plate if he wanted to. Here it comes, and he takes the curve outside. It's 2-2 the count. 3-0 Tigers lead the Brewers. 3rd inning. Roseman has his sign. Goes into action. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out again. Third strikeout for Dave. The side out 1-2-3 for the first time. And at the end of 3 in Milwaukee, it's the Tigers 3, the Brewers nothing.
We got together to do it better, and that's what we did. We're Marathon.
You know, when things go right, it really feels good. And that's the way it feels around the Marathon Oil Company. Because Marathon isn't just a name. It's a lot of people who got together because they think doing it better is the only way to do it. And if you ask me, I think they're absolutely right.
We got together to do it better, and that's what we did. We're Marathon. We got together to do it better.
Favorite music. They're all part of the Warren Pierce Show. Join me evenings on WJR.
Well, the Tigers lead them 3-0. We're in the 4th inning. Let's tune in now on Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Jason Thompson will lead it off for the Tigers here in the 4th. He was batting when Ben Ogilvy attempted to steal in the 3rd and was out attempting to steal to end the inning. Jason walked his first time up. The left-hander Travers ready. He delivers outside with a slow one. Tigers collected 3 runs in the 2nd inning on 1 hit and lead it 3-0. There's a curve that's in for a strike. 1-1 on Thompson. Now the left-hander ready. Travers delivers, and it almost hit him. Jason leaned back and fell back on his hand to get out of the way of that one. 2 balls and a strike on Thompson. He'll be followed by May and Kowski here in the Tiger 4th inning. Tigers have had 1 hit per inning off Travers. Outside, ball 3. Thompson far and away leads the Tiger batters in bases on balls with a total of 19 now. He cuts and misses, took a vicious swing at that breaking ball. Full count on Thompson. Travers has the sign from Charlie Moore now. Into the motion, they pitch to Jason. He swung and missed on a breaking ball. Broke one off at the outside part of the plate that time, and Thompson goes down as Travers' first strikeout of the ball game. That'll bring up Milt May. Milt safe on a sacrifice and an error on Bill Travers in the 2nd inning. He came up with 2 on, nobody out. Bat poked up in the air. He checks it high for ball 1. Well, the Atlanta Braves ended that 17-game losing streak this afternoon, beating Pittsburgh 6-1. Ball 2 outside to Milt. May hitting .286. Waiting on Travers. Now the lean left-hander kicks high. Here's the pitch. On the corner for a strike. 2-1 on May. The first stop of a 3-city road trip for the Tigers that will actually wind up finding them going to 4 cities with a stop at Cincinnati next Thursday. Inside to Milt, ball 3. That's when Mark Fidrich will get to pitch against some Major League hitters. Mark will not start that exhibition game at Cincinnati next Thursday, but will come on later in the game. There's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped up the middle into center field. A base hit. That almost tore Travers' leg off. He reached down, but far too late, and kicked his leg out of the way of it. So May is on with a solid single to center. Hit number 4 for the Tigers. They've all been singles so far. Here's Phil Kowski, who delivered a run in the 2nd inning for the Tigers with a single in left field. The only hit in that inning for the Tigers. A hit batsman, a walk, a sacrifice, and an error loaded the bases. Kowski brought in a run with a single. A force out scored another. and then a ground out scored the third run of the inning. May at first, one down. The pitch to Phil. He swings, bounces one to first. Hagen has it. He goes to Yount for one at second, and that's all they'll get as Yount hangs onto the ball. Does not relay it back to first. It'll be a force at second of May for out number 2. Kowski, by the way, came up that time hitting .383. He's at first with 2 down. The batter now, Mark Wagner. Mark hit his first major league home run last night in that game and wound up with 2 souvenir home run balls. The pitch is swung on, fly ball to right field toward the corner. Lascano is there now, waits and makes the catch. And the Tigers are retired in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 Tiger left on base. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning with a score: Detroit 3, Milwaukee nothing.
Here's a WJR News Update. Former President Richard
let's
Nixon
take a look at the
interviewer David Frost. He rejected as sheer madness a proposal that the United States and the Soviet Union both send forces to the Middle East in 1973 to help maintain the peace. President Carter said this morning in a news conference he believes former President Richard Nixon violated the law in the Watergate affair and was guilty of impeachable offenses. The House of Representatives has voted to prohibit aid or trade with Cuba or Vietnam. A proposal that would make Michigan the 4th state to legalize the use of Laetrile in treating cancer in the United States has been introduced in the Michigan Senate by Republican John Wellborn of Kalamazoo. Governor Milliken revealed in Alpena today that he has asked federal officials to remove Michigan from states being considered as possible sites for nuclear waste dumps. Henry Ford II used the firm's annual stockholders meeting in Detroit today to strongly attack the Carter administration's energy program as it relates to the automotive industry. The Detroit temperature 72. I'm Gene Fogel.
Well, the Atlanta Braves ending that 17-game losing streak, beating Pittsburgh today 6-1. Ernie came aboard the bus as it was about to leave the hotel today with the news, and one of the Tigers wondered if perhaps Ted Turner had done the pitching for them today. Owner, coach, and temporary manager. Here's Cecil Cooper in the role of DH. Leading it off, he fouls one back to the backstop. 1 strike on Cecil. Roseman has given up a single in the 1st inning to Von Joshua, leading off. Then a ground rule double to Don Money in the 2nd. He set him down in order in the 3rd. Dave has struck out 3, hasn't walked a man. He's maintained that fine strikeout base on balls ratio that he had in his brief minor league career. There's the windup by the Rose. He delivers on the corner for a strike. Cooper doesn't like the call by plate umpire Nick Bremigan and in silent protest walks out of the batter's box. 3-0 Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fuentes playing deep at second on the edge of the outfield grass. The pitch from Roseman. Swung on a bouncer right back to the mound. Roseman has it over to Thompson and plenty of time to get Cooper. Well, it doesn't seem to be running all that well. Well, there's 1 down, nobody aboard. And the batter will be Dan Thomas. A man who, because of his religious convictions, is a member of the Worldwide Church of Christ, does not play baseball from sundown Friday until sundown Saturday. He's played the last 4 games, however, for Milwaukee and has hit in each one of them. In fact, there's an 8-game hitting streak going. There's a foul fly out of play down the right field side. Enjoyed Dave Roberts' new television program in Detroit on Sunday evening. His guest this past Sunday was Dan Thomas of the Brewers. Thomas bounced out to short his first time up. The 1-strike pitch. He squares and then checks off. It's outside for ball 1. And Kowski playing deep is going to back up again anyway. 1-1 on Thomas. The pitch from Roseman swung on, bounced foul down the left field line. Thomas has good power. He was involved in a protest by Cleveland manager Frank Robinson in their game last night in Cleveland. Thomas went back to borrow a bat. He was using a borrowed bat, and Robinson protested that the pine tar was too far up the bat handle. Started talking about 18 inches and the trademark and what have you, and they made a big fuss over it. Robinson, of course, did not file the protest since the Indians won the game. The pitch to Thomas inside for a ball. Two balls, two strikes on Thomas. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning. The Tigers in front of Milwaukee, 3-0. The pitch from Roseman, high and wide. Has the sign from Mill. Here's the full count pitch. Fouled off the instep, and Thomas takes a seat in the dirt right next to the plate. He's going to rub away a little bit, too. In the last 4 games, Thomas has collected 7 hits and 16 trips. Tigers got him out the first time in this one. Infield and outfield swung to the left side on the pull-hitting Dan Thomas. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, a bouncer up the middle into center field. They swung a little bit too far to the left that time. Thomas is on with a base hit, extending his streak to 9 games. Just to the shortstop side of second base. A bouncer into center. So a man at first with 1 down, and Sixto Lizcano will be the batter. Lizcano grounded out to Kowski at third his first time up. He's checking with Jimmy Bragan before stepping in. Little charge music on the organ from Frank Charles here at County Stadium. The pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Not a great deal of wind tonight. A very pleasant evening in Milwaukee. Thomas at first. 1 out. The pitch to Lizcano. He takes it outside and low for a ball. May bluffing Thomas back to the bag at first. Lizcano not ready to get back in the batter's box because Thomas down at first is having a second conversation with Coach Frank Howard. Thomas has a big lead at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and bounced to third. Kowski picks up the slow roller, goes to second for 1. The relay. He got him at first base. Oh, there'll be an argument there. Frank Howard is about to climb all over Al Clark, the first base umpire. Here comes Alex Grammas, but a double play has been ruled, and I'll tell you, I'll have to side with the Brewers on that one. It looked like he was 2 steps beyond the bag when the outside was made. But the double play retires the Brewers in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left after 4 innings of play. Detroit 3, Milwaukee 0.
Let's be spirited away once again to Rio with Rio 1 and Jerry Mulligan.
Music for Moderns with Gene Elsey, Saturday night, 6:30 to 11 on WJR.
We ask only one thing of you, and that's simply that you pay that very minimal price. That's simply bring a friend along with you each Saturday when you come, and we'll have lots of fun all evening Saturday. Got to get back to the more traditional kind of sounds here with Oscar Peterson and friends. And if I were a bell, I'd probably swing and ring all over the place. Letta Mbulu, the album called There's Music in the Air, and we haven't had a recording by Letta Mbulu for quite some time. She's a South African vocalist, did some touring of the United States some years ago. I would imagine still living in the United States, though we haven't really heard it. Thank you for being with us.
Music for Moderns with Gene Elsey, Saturday night, 6:30 to 11 on WJR.
A review of the day's weather patterns, a preview of the coming conditions, and the whys of the environment. It's here for you on The Weather at Large, weeknights at 6:45 on Radio 76.
Pitcher Al Clark has not endeared himself to the Milwaukee fans here this evening. They booed for about a solid minute after that call at first base. We're ready for the fifth inning. Ron LaFleur leading it off for the Tigers, and he takes a pitch outside for ball one. Bill Travers on the mound. The left-hander kicks high and fires. There's a long fly ball to left field. Thomas goes back. That may be. It is gone. A home run for Ron LaFleur. Ron pulled that one and put it up into the bleachers in left field. LaFleur's third home run of the year, and the Tigers lead it 4-0. And that home run by LaFleur will send a free case of Superior potato chips to Heartline Incorporated. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. Well, Ron doesn't pull with power all that much, but he did that time. 4-0 Tigers. Tito Fuentes takes a curve in for a called strike. Tigers had 4 bases-empty homers in the game last night. 1 here tonight. There's a foul behind the plate, rolling back to the seats. Well, LaFleur with 2 RBIs. He picked up 1 in the second inning on a bounce out. Here's the pitch from Travers. Swung on, fly ball to left field. That's fairly deep, but Thomas will have the room on this one. He makes the catch. Fuentes got some pretty good wood on it. 1 down in the Tiger fifth inning. Here's Rusty Staub. 1-2 tonight for Rusty. Rusty in the throes of an early season slump. Singled in the first inning. Joking up on the bat as usual. He takes the pitch a little low that time. Ball 1. Staub involved in batting practice with Steve Kemp and Jason Thompson, Milt May in a home run hitting contest. Strike called on Rusty. He was getting the ropes out there in batting practice tonight. 1 out, nobody on. A run in on the homer by LaFleur. Inside, he jammed him that time. 2-1 on Staub. Travers has struck out 1, walked 1, and hit 1 Tiger. The 2-1 pitch to Staub. Curve stays high. Now Travers into the motion. The 3-1 pitch to Staub takes the strike. A couple of throwing errors hurt the Brewers last night in their game at Cleveland. Bando and Charlie Moore, the catcher. Each time it cost the Brewers some runs, 2 runs scoring on an error by Bando and 1 on the throwing error by Moore. The pitch from Travers. Swung on and fouled to the screen. 3-2 on Staub. A major trade made last night in the American League. California and Cleveland involved. Here's the pitch. Rusty cuts and misses. He struck him out. Second strikeout of the game for Travers. Dave LaRoche, who has not signed a contract, traded away by the Indians to the Angels for Bruce Bhakti and Sid Manji plus some money. There's Ben Ogleby. Benji is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled his last time up. A pitch to him. Swung on and missed. Tigers have 4 runs on 5 hits. The Brewers, no runs. They have 3 hits. Travers ready. Delivers. Popped foul back behind the plate up toward us. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
At 9:32, it's partly cloudy and 68. And here are the winning numbers in tonight's regular weekly Bureau of the State Lottery Michigan. They are 99 and 482. That's 99 and 482. This is WJR Detroit.
Ogilvy swings and lifts a pop-up into short left center, and shortstop Yount gathers it in. That retires the Tigers in the fifth inning. But thanks to LaFleur's leadoff homer, the Tigers get another run on the board. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5 innings of play, it's the Tigers 4, the Brewers nothing.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harwell, and I'm here with a couple of competitors in the Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Honorary Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Paul, how does this thing work?
Well, any boy or girl between 8 and 14 can sign up at any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Provided they're accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older.
That's right. And there's no obligation for signing up.
Then 22 Bat Boys will be picked on June the 2nd. Right, Katie?
Right, 22 winners. 1 from each Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
And everyone who signs up gets a free Tiger iron-on patch.
Great. Well, that about does it. So, kids, grab your parents and stop into any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer between April 18th and May 27th. And sign up for the Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Thank you, Katie and Paul. And this is...
Oh, there's one more thing.
Yes, Katie?
Shouldn't that be that person?
Well, anyway, see your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer soon.
Here come the Brewers to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Detroit 4, Milwaukee nothing. We've got a National League final now at Philadelphia. The Phillies shut out San Francisco 3-0. A 3-hitter. Did Christensen go all the way? Yes, he did for the victory. His third win. He's lost 3. Montefusco is the loser. The count stands 2-5 on the year. The Phils beat the Giants 3-0. Here's the first pitch of the inning. It's taken for a strike by Sal Bando. Bando will be followed by Money and Hagen. Dave Roseman in the motion. The pitch to Sal. He chops one out toward the mound. Off the mound is Roseman. The foot to Thompson. He got him. Dave feels that position very well, and he's been busy out there tonight. It was kind of a half swing by Sal. He tried to check it and just caught a little bit of it. Well, there's one down. Nobody on, and the batter will be Don Money. Money hit a ground rule double when Roseman got behind on him in the second inning. He came in with one. Fastball a little high to Don for ball 1. Hit one up the gap in left center field. Took one hop off the warning track and into the seats. Roseman ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a long drive to left field. That's going to carry, and LaFleur is back. It is off in the seats. A home run. It popped back onto the field, but a home run for Money, almost the same spot as his ground rule double, only he kept this one up in the air. Money, with his second homer of the year, cuts the Tiger lead to 4-1 and puts the Brewers on the board. Well, Money has hit Roseman very hard both times. So there's a run in with one down, and the batter will be Mike Hagen. Roseman taking a little time now. May settling down, giving him the sign. There's the windup, the pitch to Mike. Outside for ball 1. Wind up by the Rose. The pitch is taken for a strike. 1-1 on Hagen. Here's the pitch to Mike. He cuts and misses for a strike. Talking with some of the Tigers before the game here, Mark Wagner and Phil Kowski, they were talking also about the big high hoppers on the Tiger infield the last few games at home. Well, that infield is being torn apart today, being ripped up. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He went fishing for a breaking ball low and away. That's 4 strikeouts for Roseman. Mike Finette Brunel and Frank Fennick and the crew back at Detroit putting in a new infield for when the Tigers come home. Had a problem with a sod taking back there. Here's Charlie Moore. They pitch to Charlie. He takes a strike. Moore tapped out to Roseman, his first time up. The pitch is taken outside. Ball one, strike one. The Rose has 4 assists already in the game. Now the windup by Dave. He delivers just outside. Two balls and a strike on Charlie Moore. The windup by Roseman. Swing and a miss. Vern Rule goes in game 2 of this series tomorrow night. It'll be Moose Haas for the Brewers. Originally, Alex Grammas had slated Barry Court to go tomorrow, but he's set now for Saturday when Fernando Arroyo will get his first major league start. The windup by Dave to the pitch. A topper, foul. The bat goes down to third base. Well, Charlie's still having that trouble hanging onto the bat. You may recall last weekend in Detroit. In one ball game, he had the bat slip out about 3 times. That time, it went all the way down to the bag at third, and the ball bounced foul, rolling to the backstop. I don't know if Charlie has an injured finger or not, but that'll occasionally happen. Roseman ready. He kicks and fires. It's inside. Now the scoreboard has a 2-2 count. I think it's 3-2. Yes, it's being signaled now by plate umpire Nick Bremigan. Full count. 2 out, nobody on. Tigers in front 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch from Roseman. He is inside with it, and Moore draws a walk. That's the first base on balls issued by Roseman. Well, Charlie's at first base with 2 down, and Von Joshua, the left-hand hitting center fielder, will come up. Moore with pretty good speed, has a good-sized lead at first base. Set by Roseman. The pitch to the plate. Joshua fouls it behind the plate. I'm in error when I said that it would be Arroyo's first major league start. He had started a couple of games for the Tigers 2 years ago. Would be his start of this year, first start of this season. That's coming up on Saturday afternoon. Series will wind up with a doubleheader on Sunday. The Tigers then moving on down to Texas. There's the set by Roseman. Look at first. He comes to the plate. Popped foul out of play. Roseman with a mid on the knee now, bending in, getting the sign from Milt May. The pitch. Joshua chops a foul again into the dirt at the plate. 2 strikes on Vaughn. Well, the Tiger Farm Clubs continue to do extremely well. Montgomery upped its record to 19-11 in the Southern League last night by beating Charlotte 6-5. There's the set, the pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. He struck out Joshua. That retires the Brewers in the 5th inning. Roseman with his 5th strikeout, and for the Brewers in the 5th. 1 run on 1 hit, the homer by Money. They also had a walk, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 5 innings of play, Detroit 4, Milwaukee 1.
got a story to tell, I'm ashamed to say, about a car that drank too much. Like a bar hopping chump who went from pump to pump, guzzling gas and such. The way that car was drinking gas, I should have bought it in whiskey jugs. But that was before I saw the light and bought a box of Champion plugs. Fill her up, fill her up, fill her up with Champions. Pull out the old, plug in the new, fill her up with Champions. Better mileage and performance, and I'm not one for bragging. Since I filled her up with Champion plugs, that car's been on the wagon.
If your work or daily routine keep you up during the wee hours, we have something in common. I'm Jay Roberts, inviting you to join me on Night Flight 76 at 11:30 on WJR.
This game is being brought to you by Labatt's, brewed in Canada since 1828. By Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers. See all their 77 models. By Marathon Oil Company, people who got together to do it better. By Champion Spark Plug Company, the fresher your plugs, the better your mileage. By City National Bank, the bank that really wants your business. By Sears, where America shops. And by the Detroit News, offering you the Detroit News Real Cheap Classifieds. Now, more Tiger baseball action with Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey.
Coach did a swat with a broom and broke a broom over Fred Hatfield. Tells you a little bit about the Tiger third base coach. He's a hard man, that's what he is. We're in the sixth inning. Steve Kemp bends away from a fastball inside. Tigers in front 4-1 over the Brewers. Detroit got 3 runs in the second inning and 1 in the fifth on the homer by LaFleur. Milwaukee got 1 in the fifth on the homer by Money. There's a long drive to center field by Kemp. On the horse is Joshua. That may be. It's gone into the center field bleachers. Just a little bit to the right of dead center field. Kemp, with his 5th home run as a Tiger, has upped the Tiger lead to 5-1. There's a tape measure job by Steve Kemp. It is a good 415 feet on that blast by Kemp. Now, the home run by Kemp will send a free case of Superior potato chips to the Hillcrest Center. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. 5-1 Tigers. Here's Jason Thompson. The pitch to Jason moved him back. Fastball inside to Jace. Well, they told us that Kemp can hit some unreal shots. That was one of them right there. Moved back again by a fastball inside from Travers. Now Travers into the motion. The 2-0 pitch to Thompson. He swung and missed. Kemp with 5 home runs for Detroit. Ogilvy, the leader in the Tiger lineup, with 6 this season. Well, the pitch to Thompson. Oh, he took a curve. He backed off from that one, and it was a big bender that came in the heart of the plate. 2-2 on Thompson. Jason has walked and struck out. He scored a run. The pitch to him. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate out of play. Started to mention how well the Tiger Farm Clubs are doing. Well, Lakeland has now won 6 in a row. Mike Chris, who had a no-hitter his last time out, pitched them to a 7-3 win over Tampa last night. Chris has now won 5 and lost none. On the corner, a called strike 3. Thompson is out of there. That's strikeout number 3 for Travers. We'll bring up Milt May. Evansville lost its ball game last night at Denver in 10 innings, 6-5. But Tim Corcoran, remember his hot stick at spring training? Tim playing first base for the most part for Evansville, has now hit safely in 16 straight games. He went 2 for 4 last night. There's a curve to Milt outside. Ball one. Milt has sacrificed and singled in the game tonight. The left-hander delivers. Swung on and bounced foul down the first base side. An extended road trip for the Tigers this time, but what goes away must come back, and the Tigers will be back home on the 24th of the month, Tuesday evening, to play the California Angels, the first visit of that new club this year. There's a fly ball lifted to left field. Thomas should have no difficulty. He's under it, waits for the towering fly to come down and puts it away. There are two down in the Tigers' sixth inning. The last two innings, the Tigers have led off with home runs. Ron LaFleur hit one into the left field bleachers, and Steve Kemp led off the sixth with his blast into the center field bleachers. Tigers got their other 3 runs in the second inning. A hit batsman, that was Kemp, and a walk to Thompson. May sacrificed, was safe on the error by the pitcher to load the bases. Phil Mankowski singled in a run. Mark Wagner bounced into a force out to score the second run, and Ron LaFleur grounded out to score a third run. They got 3 runs on 1 hit in that second inning. Mankowski batting now takes a ball a little low. Phil has now hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. He jammed him inside 2-0 on Mankowski. Bill Travers has the sign from Charlie Moore. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Now the pitch to Phil. He takes a slow curve in for a called strike. Talking with Phil before the ball game, he was extremely gratified to get that home run last night after having nothing but singles, 16 of them. Did he get hit? He bent away from an inside pitch, and it may have hit the bat as he bent away. Yep, that's it. It's a foul ball. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mankowski. Bases empty, 2 down. Top of the 6th inning, the Tigers in front 5-1. Here's the pitch to Mankowski. He swings and fouls this one into the dirt. He was reaching out for a big bending curve, hooking to the outside of the plate. Well, the Joe Rudy and Frank Tanana combo clicked again last night out west. Rudy with a 2-run homer to help out Tanana. Inside to Mankowski, 3-2 on Phil. Amazing statistic this year in the games that Tanana has pitched. Rudy has collected 6 of his 7 home runs and 17 of his 32 RBIs. There's a drive to right field. Lizcano goes back. He reaches, can't get it. Makes a nice pickup on 1 hop. Mankowski heads for second. The throw, and he is standing at second with a double. Mankowski doesn't hesitate. Lizcano looked like he was trying to fool Jerry Neudecker that time. It'll be a 2-base hit for Mankowski. Lizcano, with a little gesturing in right field, lost some valuable time, and Mankowski took advantage of it, legged out a double. No question but what it was a trapped ball in right field. A good running stab at it by Lizcano. He got there in a hurry, made a clean grab on 1 hop. But Lizcano he showed him the baseball like he had it for a put-out. Neudecker was not fooled, nor was Mankowski. He headed right away for second. He's in at second with a double. The pitch to Wagner, inside, ball 1. So Mankowski, after going all season with no extra base hits, gets that home run last night and a double here tonight. The stretch by Travers. The pitch to Mark. He swings and chops a foul behind the plate. A ball and a strike on Mark. Mark was given 2 baseballs, I started to mention earlier, each claiming to be the one that went into the seats last night for his first Major League home run. There's a pitch that gets by everybody to the screen. Mankowski moves to third. Wild pitch, charged to Bill Travers. Ball's at third now with 2 down. Tigers have 5 runs on 7 hits. The Brewers 1 run, 4 hits. Kowski down the line from third. The motion by Travers. The 2-1 pitch. Floats high for ball 3. Not getting too much reported from Kansas City. In the 4th inning, Texas leads the Royals 1-0. There's a strike call. Fastball in the inside corner. Full count now on Wagner. Only 2 other American League games slated on this schedule, and they are both late starters out west. New York at Seattle, Baltimore at California. The pitch from Travers. Wagner swings, pops a foul that'll be out of play into the seats down the right field side. Got the official paid attendance announced now from Tom Skybush in the press box. 6,390. Travers ready again. A 3-2 count on Wagner. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. He walked him. A wide fastball, so the Tigers have runners at first and third. 2 out. And Alex Grammas is wending his way out toward the mound. They're not using, I haven't seen anybody in the bullpen at all. They've got a bullpen out beyond the right field fence. The last time, last year over here, they began to use a bullpen down the right field corner.
Well, what's happened, Paul, is they've got the bullpen out there in right field, but the man who warms up behind the bullpen enclosure, so you can't tell who's warming up. But we do have a new pitcher, we know that. The little automobile's scooting over there now to pick him up and deliver him to the mound, and in a little while we'll know who it is. Anyway, we know it's not Bill Travers because he is now out of the game. Bill gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. He issued a couple of walks, and he struck out a total of 3, and he leaves 2 runners on the bases. So his total innings work will read out as 5 and 2/3, with 2 men out here in the 6th inning. And we're getting the automobile coming in now with the new pitcher, so we'll know who that is soon. Eddie Rodriguez, the relief ace of the Milwaukee team, coming in now to do the pitching. Let's check the scores. We've got some later reports from those National League games. Philadelphia beat San Francisco. I think Paul gave you that one a little earlier. 3-0. Schmidt had a home run for the Phillies. Christensen, the winner, Monty Fusco took the loss, and Lavelle relieved him in the 8th inning. San Diego, and still leading the Mets. That one's in the 8th with San Diego at bat, and they lead it 2-0. In the 7th, Griffin hit a home run for San Diego to get in that 2nd run. Griffin, the pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Kuzman started for the Mets, and Myrick relieved him in the 8th inning. The Dodgers continue to lead Montreal. That's 6-0 in the 7th. Lopes and Smith have homered. Sutton against Hanna's. That's the way they started. And then Brown, Turpco, Kerrigan, and Atkinson have all been on the mound for Montreal. Cincinnati and St. Louis today. The Cardinals won that one 10-1. Schultz, the winner in relief over the starter for Cincinnati, Zachary. And Atlanta beat Pittsburgh 6-1. Leon, the winner, and the starter, and Keeson, the starter and loser for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Texas has added a run. They lead 2-0 now in the 4th inning at Kansas City over the Royals. Perry on the mound for Texas. That's Gaylord. And Leonard is doing the pitching for the Kansas City Royals. New York is at Seattle. That'll start late.
He's checking over his outfield and the infield alignment right now. Runners at first and third. 2 out. Tigers got a run on the leadoff homer by Steve Kemp here in the 6th inning. Rodriguez looking in. He goes to the stretch. The pitch to Ron LaFleur. It's high, ball 1. Rodriguez not seeing all that much action this year for the Brewers. This is only his 4th appearance. He's worked 9 in the 3rd inning. No decisions and no saves. Spot starter for a while last year for the Brewers after being a relief pitcher strictly. Now the set by Eddie Rodriguez. The pitch is a fastball low. 2-0 on LaFleur. Ron is 1 for 3 tonight. He hit a foul fly to right in the first inning, bounced out to get a run home in the second, and then led off the fifth with his third homer of the year into the left field bleachers. Kowski at third, Wagner at first. Rodriguez ready. The pitch to Ron. He checks, but it's a strike. Rodriguez won 5 and lost 13 last year for Milwaukee. Mothered by a sore arm a couple of years ago. There's the set, the 2-1 pitch. Outside, almost got by Charlie Moore. 3 balls and a strike. On deck for the Tigers is Tito Fuentes. Nobody else loosening up on the bullpen. Rodriguez glancing over at first base. Now the pitch to Ron. He fouls it to the screen. Full count now. This will enable Wagner to take off. Kemp led off this inning with a homer. And after Thompson struck out and May fly to left, Kowski doubled to right. Took third on a wild pitch, and Wagner walked. That was the end of Travers. 5-1, the Tigers lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Rodriguez taking plenty of time now into the stretch. The pitch to Ron. He hit him. No, he hit the bat. Now Ron ducked. I thought it hit the top of the helmet and spun off. Nope, it hit the butt of the bat and bounced off to the screen. Way inside, Ron ducked underneath it. So, it's a 3-2 count yet. Rodriguez leaning on the knee, getting the sign. Here's the pitch. Fouled back up into the upper deck behind the plate. Brewers came into the ball game in 4th place in the American League's Eastern Division, 1 game above the 500 mark at 15-14, trailing the front-running Yankees in the division by 2 games. Tigers 5 games off the pace, tied with Cleveland for 6th place. Cleveland not in action tonight. The stretch by Rodriguez, the 3-2 pitch. LaFleur swings and misses, struck him out. Kind of a half swing by Iran. He tried to check, but he's gone. And that's all for the Tigers in the 6th inning. They pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors. 2 Tigers left on base after 5.5 innings of play. It's Detroit 5, Milwaukee 1.
We got together to do it better, and that's what we did.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better, and we did.
Before the Brewers bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Look for decreasing cloudy weather tonight. Low near 50 for tomorrow and Saturday. Partly cloudy. High tomorrow in the upper 70s. High Saturday in the mid-70s. At 10:02, it's clear and 68. This is WJR Detroit.
Here's Robin Yount to lead off for Milwaukee in the bottom of the 6th against Dave Roseman. Roseman has had his numbers so far tonight. He's struck him out swinging twice. Dave has fanned 5 and walked 1. Feet spread apart at the plate. Right-hand batter. He cuts and chops a foul to the left of the plate over toward the Tiger dugout. Tiger dugout here at County Stadium is behind third. Yount, Cooper, and Thomas, the first 3 scheduled batters here in the 6th inning. Pitch inside for a ball, 1-1. Well, the Rangers now in front of Kansas City 2-0 in the 5th inning at Kansas City. windup by the Rose. Here's the pitch. Inside again. 2-1 on Yount. Don Money's home run in the 5th inning, with the bases empty, accounted for the Milwaukee run. He has 2 of the 4 Milwaukee hits. Foul fly down the right field side, back into the seats. Yount reaching out that time, didn't get around on it. 2-2 on him. Yount's a veteran of this Milwaukee team, and yet he's just 21 years old. Here's the windup by Roseman. He pitches, swung on and missed, struck him out for the 3rd straight time. Number 6 for Roseman. The last 3 putouts have all been strikeouts. Here's Cecil Cooper, 0 for 2 against the Rose. Cooper bothered by that twisted knee. Suffered in a rundown in the series at Detroit last weekend. He takes one outside for a ball. 4 home runs, 16 RBIs this season for Cecil. The Rose ready. Fires. There's a fly ball lifted to left field. Down the line. Long run for Wagner. Kemp coming over now. Kemp calls for it. Makes the catch. And that retires Cooper. 2 down in the 6th inning. It'll bring up Dan Thomas. We'll be on the air again tomorrow night at 8:15 with Ernie's pregame program. Vern Rule for Detroit against Brian Moose Haas of the Brewers. He's the one who got credit for the victory against the Tigers last Sunday in Detroit. Saturday, Fernando Arroyo gets the start against Barry Court, a rookie. Ground ball foul, ripped past Coach Jimmy Bragan at third base. Thomas is 1 for 2 against the Rose. He's bounced out to short and single to center. Roseman ready, delivers. Fastball is outside. Tigers will have Bob Sykes and Dave Roberts going against the Brewers in the doubleheader on Sunday. Foul fly behind the plate up into the upper deck. A ball and 2 strikes on Danny Thomas. It's Dan Thomas, not Danny. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Thomas. He swings and hits one off the handle to short. Wagner has it. The throw to first, got him. And that retires the Brewers in order in the 6th inning. So after 6 innings of play, it's the Tigers 5, the Brewers 1.
At 2 minutes past, check that, it's 11 minutes past 10 o'clock. It's time to check the weather and an upper air pattern holding cloudiness over the state. The WJR Weather Center forecast from Mal Sillers for Greater Detroit. Decreasing cloudiness tonight, low near 50 for tomorrow and Saturday, partly cloudy, and a high 77 to 80 degrees. Saturday's high, 72 to 75. And the outlook for Sunday is mostly sunny and a high in the middle 70s. Right now, winds are out of the west at 12, humidity is 41, and under partly cloudy skies, it's 65 degrees. 71 and partly cloudy in town at Detroit City Airport. It's 68 in Pontiac, 64 in Ypsilanti, and Lansing has partly cloudy skies in 63. Officially at Detroit's Metro, partly cloudy and 65. In case you missed it, here are the winning numbers in tonight's weekly state lottery Michigan. The numbers are 99 and 482. That's 99 and 482. MEP reporting freeways, surface streets clear at this point in the evening. Now back to Milwaukee and more Tiger baseball action.
Brewers opening a homestand here against the Tigers after dropping 7 out of 8 on a trip. Have not had a visit from any of the Western Division teams yet this season. And in fact, on this homestand, they won't find them coming in either. The Tigers and Toronto coming in. They'll finally see a Western Division team here on the 25th of May against Eastern Division teams at home coming into this game. The Brewers have won 7 and lost 4. Took 3 straight from the Yankees here earlier in the season. Eduardo Rodriguez, who took over for the starter Bill Travers in the 6th inning, on the mound to face the Tigers. In the 7th, Tito Puentes at the plate. Back for the play-by-play. Here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Puentes waiting, and the right-hander delivers. It's a strike call. Fastball header high from Eduardo Rodriguez, the pride of Puerto Rico. Outfield a little bit to left on Puentes. He's the only Tiger who's not been on base tonight. He's 0 for 3. Swings, and there's a foul fly in the seats back at third. Strike 2, the count on Tito. A couple of other Tigers don't have hits. Thompson has had a walk and struck out twice. Wagner has hit into a force, fly to right, and walked. And everybody else has at least 1 hit. The big hits for the Tigers, a home run by LaFleur and a home run by Kemp, each leading off. One in the 5th inning by LaFleur, one in the 6th inning by Kemp. Here's the motion by Rodriguez. The pitch, he fouls it away, ducking a fastball inside. It hits the bat and ricocheted off. The Tigers picked up 3 runs in the 2nd inning on a bases-loaded single by Kowski, a force out by Wagner, and then a bounce out by LaFleur. Now, they added those other runs on the home runs we told you about, LaFleur and Kemp. Rodriguez ready, delivers. Here's a bounding ball to short. Yount gobbles it up. The throw to first to Hagen is in time. Puentes is the first out of the 7th inning. The Milwaukee Brewers' only run came in the 5th off Dave Roseman. A one-out bases home run by Money, his 2nd of the year. Here is Rusty Staub. Rusty with a single to first. He fly to center and struck out. Travers started for the Brewers, went 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 5 runs and 7 hits. Rodriguez has pitched to 2 men and retired them both. Here's the pitch in too close on Rusty. They charge $2 here in the bleachers at Tiger Stadium. It's $1.50. Boy, that's a great bargain. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. It's a ball outside. You think about all the prices on everything that have gone up, and you can still get in the bleachers at Tiger Stadium for $1.50. Sometimes you can see 2 full ball games for $1.50. Rusty waiting on a 2-0 delivery. Backs him off in too close. 3-0 on Staub. Tiger RBIs for Wagner, Kowski, Kemp, 1 apiece, and LaFleur has 2. Tigers have had a hit in every inning. They had 1 in each of the first 5, and they got 2 in the 6th. Now Rodriguez ready again. The pitch on the way. He takes the ball low, walked him. That's the first runner since Eduardo took over. And here comes Ogilvy with 1 for 3. He hit it to a force in the 1st to short. He singled in the 3rd. And he popped to the shortstop in the 5th inning. Tigers ahead, 5-1 in the 7th in Milwaukee. This is the first of a 5-game series between the Tigers and the Brewers. Now Rodriguez is ready, delivers. It's a ball in too close. Ball 1. Charlie Moore boxing the ball down to his right a little bit. Los Angeles now leads Montreal. They are in the 8th inning in Montreal, 6-0. And we've got a later report from Kansas City. Texas leads the Royals at the end of 4, 2-0.
Forecast for the state of
Georgia. Swings and hits the foul ball back of the plate. It's 1-1.
Down to the state of Georgia. In fact, the neighboring states as well.
Night game tomorrow, and it'll be Buzz Road against Moose Haas.
In fact, there is really
Saturday it'll be day game, Mandela Royal against Barry Court, and on Sunday doubleheader Sykes and Roberts against Slate and Augustine. Next pitch is high to Ogilvy, 2-1 the count. When the Tigers have 2 games in Texas, they go to Cincinnati for an exhibition. And end up weekend series in Chicago. Swing and a miss. Oh, he was swinging for the Boondocks on that one, but Rodriguez changed up and pulled the trigger too soon. 2-2 the count on Ogilvy. They're not bothering with Staub at first base too much. That allows Hagen to get off the bag and play behind the runner. 1 on and 1 out. Tigers lead 5-1 in the 7th. It's a ball outside. Threw himself out of a changeup. 3-2. Rodriguez has been around since '73 in the big leagues. He is still only 25 years old. In fact, he was just 25 in March. Stocky right-hander, getting his sign, and ready to go with a 3-2 count. Let's see if Staub will take off here with 1 down. He does, and they pitch his high ball 4. So the Tigers have back-to-back walks here with 1 out in the 7th inning. Kemp, who hit a tremendous home run his last time at bat. He hit the right center field seat, well past the 392-foot marker. Well, they've set the table for Steve. Let's see if he can enjoy the meal here. He's been hit by a pitch. He's fly to right and hit a home run. Infield will be in double play depth against him. And once again, Hagen will play behind the runner. This time the runner is Ogilvy. He's at first. And Rusty Staub on at second. Rodriguez delivers. Here's a swing and a miss. Oh, he gave him the home run cut, all right. Nobody swings any harder than Kemp does. When you got Ogilvy and Kemp swinging, they can clean the air out for you, those two guys. There's a ball high. Rodriguez's fastball. 1-1 the count. 11-day, 11-game trip for the Tigers, and this is the beginning. Staub on second, Ogilvy on first. 1-1 the count on Kemp. Here it comes. He backed him off with a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike on Steve. Thompson waits on deck. A little bit of a breeze tonight. It's blowing from the right field corner toward the left. Rodriguez to the set and the pitch. It's a low outside fastball, 3-1. Well, he's walked 2. He's gone at 3-1 on Kemp. Ogilvy at first, Staub leading down on second. Neither one with a very big lead right now. And Kemp digging the weight on the 3-1 delivery. He swings as a drive to right. Lescano coming in, dives for the ball, can't hold it. And Ogilvy takes second. On the third goes Staub. Safe at first is Kemp on the single. Tough play for Lescano. He charged it. It was a sinking line drive. He managed to get his glove on it, skidded on the turf, and couldn't hang on to the ball. It'll be a single. And the bases are loaded. Well, the Tigers have 2 men now with 2 hits apiece, Kowski and now Kemp. Chance to add to their 4-run lead. They're ahead 5-1 over the Brewers in the 7th inning in Milwaukee. Infield in double play depth with Thompson stepping in. Jason is walked and struck out twice. Left-hand batters getting a chance to look at some right-hand pitching now. Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. He winds and he pitches. There's a ball outside, very wide with a fastball. Umpire Bremigan asking his partner Newdecker now to move a little bit out of the way. He's in the line of vision for Thompson. Newdecker's now right back at the shortstop. Boy, that hides him pretty good. There's a fly ball lifted to left field, slicing. Here comes Thomas. Chasing, he's still going. He can't get it. It bounces into the seats. It will be a double. Staub will score. Here comes Ogilvy. They've got to hold Thompson at second now. And Kemp will cruise on into third. 2 runs in for the Tigers, and they lead it 7-1. A bases loaded double by Jason Thompson. Oh, 2 walks, a single and double, getting 2 across for the Tigers. The batter will be the catcher, Milt May. 7-1. The Tigers lead them now in the 7th inning. Still got a chance to add to that 7 runs. Man at second and the man at third. Milt May sacrifice a single and a fly to left. And he takes the ball high. Ball 1. Kemp on third. Thompson on second base. Kowski waiting on deck. Now Rodriguez backs off the mound. San Diego leading the Mets in the 9th inning 5-2. Here's a cut and a miss by May. He went for an inside delivery. Mets has sort of been in a turmoil lately. They dropped the doubleheader yesterday to San Diego. Here's a little looper hit in the air out the money at second base. He gloves it and the runners hold on. Sort of a soft, semi-line drive pop fly to money. Makes it 2 down, and Kowski will be the batter. There have been rumors around Shea Stadium that there might be a managerial change. And the name of Joe Torre has been thrown into the hopper there. Kowski will get an intentional walk. They're going to put him on and pitch to Wagner. Walking a left-hand batter with first base open to pitch to the right-hand hitting Wagner. It's ball 2 outside on Phil.
Phil was 2 for 3 tonight. It upped his average to 388.
Ball 3 outside on Kowski. Waiting for that 4th one, and here's the set of the pitch. There it is. He walked. And that'll load the bases. It'll be the 3rd walk off Rodriguez, all of them in this inning. And we'll bring to the plate the 8th Tiger batter of the inning. That'll be Wagner, who has hit it a 4th fly to right and drawn a walk. 7 runs and 9 hits for Detroit. And the Milwaukee's have 1 run on 4 hits. Now we've got a right-hand batter up there against the right-hand pitcher. Rodriguez delivers. Wagner takes strike, inside corner fastball. Now the Milwaukee team has the outfield to right on Mark Wagner. Wind up. Here's the pitch. He cuts and misses. Sort of a lazy cut on that one. It was a fastball in above the knees. 2 quick strikes on Wagner. Kowski at first, Thompson at second. Kemp the runner at third. The pitch, swing and a miss. The strategy works. He struck him out. Second strikeout by Rodriguez. However, the Tigers do damage in the first half of the 7th. They pick up a couple, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and the 3 runners were left on the base. We move to the last half of the 7th at Milwaukee. Tigers 7, Brewers 1.
Now, from City National Bank, new subordinated notes that make it possible for Michigan residents to earn a steady 9% interest per year for the 7-year life of the notes. These notes are available for as little as $500 and in increments of $100 above that. The 9% interest will be paid quarterly by check or by deposit to a CNB savings or checking account. The offer for the sale of these notes is made only by the offering circular. The notes are not deposits and are not insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or any government agency and are subordinate to the claims of depositors and other creditors of the bank. For complete details on subordinated notes and how you can earn a steady 9% interest per year for the 7-year life of the notes, visit any CNB office or call 961-2211. 961-2211. City National Bank.
Brewers batting now in the 7th inning. The Tigers lead them by 6-7-1. Roseman's gone all the way and allowed 4 hits so far. There have been 2 outfield flies caught by the Tiger outfielders. Hagen fly to right in the 2nd inning. And Cooper flied to left in the 6th inning. Everything else has either been a strikeout or a ball hit on the ground. Here's Sixto Lascano, who's bounced to third and hit into a double play. Third to second to first. Right-hander Roseman delivers, and Sixto takes a swing and a miss. Outfield around to left on him. The infield is deep. Tigers ahead 7-1. There's a bounding ball hit up the middle. Wagner to his left near second. Gloves it. Throw to first. He got him. Good play by Mark. Ranging wide to the glove side over near second base. Here's Sal Bando, the veteran third baseman. Sal with a bounce out to short and a ground out to the pitcher Roseman. Roseman was drafted by the San Francisco Ball Club, but did not sign with them. And it was Bob Sullivan who signed him to the Tiger contract in the summer of '74. There's a pitch in too close from Roseman to Bando. Here's a ball outside. 2-0, the count on Sal. Dave Roseman will be 21 years old in August. Young right-hander kicks and delivers, and Bando hits a line shot on one hop, deep to short. Wagner backs up, gloves it, throw to first. He got him. Another good play by Mark. That's one of the toughest plays that shortstop has to make. A hard one-hopper, very near his feet. He backed up and gloved it. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Money. Don Money is the only Brewer who's been able to solve Roseman. He's had no trouble at all. He's batted twice against Rosie, and he's had a double and a home run. Right-hand batting infielder takes a strike. There's a slider across strike one. Frank Howard clapping his hands and yelling in the batter Money. And Roseman delivers. There's a foul back on the screen. He's got 2 quick strikes on Money now. Doesn't like that ball that was tossed out to him by umpire Brummagem. So he gets another one. Here's the windup in the pitch, and Money takes the ball wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 7th inning. Tigers lead 7-1 over the Brewers. The Dodgers now have an 8-0 lead over Montreal there in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. In too close. It almost hit him. 2-2. Should the Dodgers win that game, and since San Francisco lost to the Phillies, that'll put them 11 games ahead of the second-place Giants. Here's a high fly ball. Short right center. Fuentes going back, waving off everybody. He's under it, and he has it for the out. The Brewers go down 1-2-3 at the 7th. They come to the 8th inning now. The Tigers 7, Milwaukee 1.
You're the pinch hitter in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. In 1951, owner Bill Veeck of the old St. Louis Browns stunned baseball with this gimmick. What was it? Take some time to think it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer. On August 19, 1951, Veeck sent Eddie Gaedel, a midget, to home plate to pinch hit for Frank Saucier. Gaedel, who stood 3'7" and wore the number 1/8 on his uniform, got a walk. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
This is J.P. McCarthy. Look, as long as we're both up at that ridiculous hour, we might as well spend the time together. Here on WJR from 6 to 10 on Radio 76.
Against Ed Rodriguez in the Tiger 8th inning. Ron's driven in a couple of runs, one on a bounce out, one with his third home run of the year. The Tigers have 2 home runs tonight, one by LaFleur and the other one by Kemp. The score 7-1, Detroit leading the Milwaukee Brewers. It's the 8th inning of the first game of a 5-game set here in County Stadium. So here's LaFleur facing the right-hand reliever Rodriguez. And the pitch on the way, taken for a strike. There's a breaking pitch across. Tigers had 7 batters come up in the second inning when they got 3, and they had 8 batters come up in the 7th inning when they scored 2. Cut, and he didn't get it. Strike 2, the count on Ron. Thompson with 2 RBIs, LaFleur with 2, and 1 apiece for Kemp, Kowski, and Wagner. Now Rodriguez into action, kicks and deals. Here's a fly ball at the right field. Lescano going back. He's there. He's waiting. He has it for the out. 1 up and 1 away. Here's Fuentes, the only Tiger who has not reached base. Tito is 0 for 4 this evening. The Tigers have left 8 runners on base, and the Brewers have left 3. Travers started for the Brewers. Rodriguez relieved him in the 6th inning. And Rodriguez is still in there. They're praying for Fuentes to hit the left. And he takes a fastball outside, batting left-handed. Bando in close on him at third. And he cuts and misses, sort of a sweeping swing. He bats left-handed. Tito usually either sort of sweeps at the ball or he pokes at it. Now waiting on a 1-1 delivery. Tigers ahead 7-1 in the 8th. There's a cut, a little pop fly down the line and left. It'll go foul. Bando chasing. Yount is over. He can't reach it, and it drops safely on the warning track and then bounces up in the seats. Thomas came over from left, but he couldn't get there either. Now the Tigers will be coming home after this 11-game trip, and we hope to see out at Tiger Stadium to enjoy the great entertainment that is big league baseball. They'll open up against California on the 24th. That's the night game. California, Seattle, Oakland, and Cleveland will all be coming through. A lot of attractive dates, and we hope you'll be out there with us. Here's the pitch. He backed him off with an inside fastball at the shoulder. 2-2 the count on Fuentes. Tigers have 7 runs on 9 hits, and Milwaukee 1 run on 4 hits. Pitch had got by everybody and hit the screen. That was about 5 feet away from the plate toward the third base side. Texas still leads Kansas City. They've gone to the 6th inning in KC, and the Rangers are ahead 2-0. Now the motion and the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a 3-2 count. That is the 3rd strikeout by Rodriguez. Now Rusty Staub will be the batter. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger baseball network.
Checking the weather for Greater Detroit at 10:30. Decreasing cloudiness tonight. Low near 50 for tomorrow and Saturday. Partly cloudy. High tomorrow upper 70s. High Saturday mid 70s. Right now it's partly cloudy and 65. This is WJR Detroit.
Rusty takes the pitch in too close. Ball 1. We got a final now. San Diego beat the Mets 5-2. Griffin and Milner hit home runs. The Mets 2 runs came on a Milner home run with a man on. Rusty swings and misses 1-1. Oh, Griffin, the winner, relieved by Fingers in the 8th inning. Kuzman takes the loss. One pitch to Staub. He missed that one. Rodriguez keeping that ball down and away to the left-hand batter. Tiger bats have been hitting some clutch hits tonight, and they've got the lead by 6, 7-1. Here it comes. He takes a slow curve inside. 2-2 on Staub. Night game tomorrow. Game number 2 in the 5-game set. It'll be Vern Rule on the mound with the Tigers. will be pitching for the opposition. There's a little roller hit toward first base. It's going into foul territory. Picked up by Mr. Mike Hagen. Well, everything's over in the National League except that Dodger game. Dodgers lead Montreal 8-0. San Diego beat the Mets 5-2. Phillies beat San Francisco 3-0. Atlanta over Pittsburgh 6-1. And the Cardinals romped on the Reds 10-1. Here's the motion in the pitch. Swinging a foul ball. Hit sharply into the dugout of the Milwaukee Brewers. Cardinals gained a game in the Eastern Division of the National League, gained on the league-leading Pirates. Now the second-place Cardinals are now 2.5 back. Here's the pitch to Staub. Swing, another roll of foul over toward the dugout. Rust not hitting up to the standard that he set for the Tigers last year. But he is still one of the best hitters with 2 strikes on him that you'll see. He's had 1 hit tonight. Now waiting on Eduardo Rodriguez, and here's the windup of the pitch. He swings another foul ball. This one down past first base. Young man reaching out, trying to get that one with his cap, and he couldn't handle it. Outfield slanted to right on Rusty Staub. 7-1, Tigers lead. 8th inning, 2 out, nobody on. Now Rusty steps out of the batter's box. On deck. Now the wind-up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He finally got him on a high, hard one. He had some smoke on that pitch. That's the 4th strikeout by Rodriguez. The Tigers go down 1-2-3 for the first time in the game. We go to the last half of the 8th inning. The Brewers come in to bat. It is Tigers 7, Milwaukee 1.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harwell, and I'm here with a couple of competitors in the Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Honorary Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Paul, how does this thing work?
Well, any boy or girl between 8 and 14 can sign up at any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Provided they're accompanied by a licensed driver, 18 or older.
That's right. And there's no obligation for signing up.
And 22 Bat Boys will be picked on June the 2nd, right, Shady?
Yes, 22 winners. One for each Chrysler Plymouth dealer. And everyone who signs up gets a free Tiger annual pass.
Great, great. Not about nothing. So kids, grab your parents and save them to win a participant in Chrysler Plymouth dealer between April 18th and May 27th. So sign up to the Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Thank you, Betty Pooh. And this is... Yes, Sadie? Well, anyway, see you're participating with the Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer soon. Brewers trying to get his third over the year now. The 8th inning, pitching to the Milwaukee Brewers. The Tigers have the lead, 7-1. It'll be Mike Hagen and then Charlie Moore and Vern Customer, the first 3 scheduled batters in the Milwaukee 8th. Hagen takes the strike on the outside corner. He swings up a high fly. Back there waiting now, and it's in his glove for the out. That's the first chance that Ron's had. Each outfielder's had 1 foot out now. Everything else has been hit on the ground. This Charlie Moore, he's 0 for 1. He's bounced to the pitcher and drawn a base on ball. Birmingham, Alabama product, Charlie. And this catching job belongs to him now since the departure of Darrell Porter. Roseman
ready, delivers, and the right-hand batter takes a slider low, ball 1. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Detroit. Milwaukee, 1 run, 4 hits, and they've made 1 error. Roseman checks his sign with Milt May and works again. The pitch is a wide one. 2-0, the count on Moore. Bounding ball to third, base hit inside the bag past Kowski. Fielded by Kemp, and Moore makes a big turn and holds. Does not go to second. He had a real shot to get a double, but he held up at first base.
Well, Frank Howard told him to stop at first base, and the boos are for Coach Frank. He was pointing to the bag to hold at first, and he had himself a 2-base hit.
Well, Frank's right, though. With a team trailing by 6, it doesn't do much good to get to second base. If there's any down at all. So here's the Dressen coming to the plate now. With a man in and a man out. Look out twice. And it's a ball outside. Ball 1. 7-1. The Tigers lead them in the 8th inning. Charlie Moore getting a lead at first base where Thompson's holding on the bag. And the breaking ball is very wide. They're playing Joshua to hit the late. Now Bond digs in. Rosie pitches. It's a ball high. The count on him. Umpire Bremagan trying to get the scoreboard changed. Now it does. One of the few hitters on whom Roseman's been behind this game. Joshua's worked him to 3-0. Now the set by Dave, and the Rose pitches. It's a ball low. Walked him at the second walk. 2 men on. Here comes Ralph Houck out of the dugout. Comes to the mound. Here comes Sweeney's over.
Steve Foucault has begun to loosen in the Tiger bullpen.
Yeah, that's right. We can see the Tiger pitcher because he's on that side. Well, Robin Yount will be the batter now. It's 2 men on and 1 man down. Robin has struck out 3 times in 3 trips. Oh, let's see if the Rose can work his magic again against the young Mr. Yount. Infield and double play depth. The outfield around the left. Milwaukee fans trying to clap up a rally here in the 8th inning. And it's a strike call to fastball across. Should be getting that final from Montreal pretty soon. They're in the 9th inning, and the Dodgers lead the Expos 8-0. Yount waiting on the next delivery. Here it comes. He swings as a line drive to center. LaFleur comes over the glove side to make the catch, and the runners scamper back and hold. Ronnie got over there in a hurry to the left and picked that one off for the second out. Now we'll see the designated hitter, Cecil Cooper, still ailing a little bit with that injured leg, but able to be in there as a DH. He'll be coming to bat, the left-hand hitter, and the best percentage hitter on the team. Been a good acquisition for the Brewers from the Boston Red Sox. Outfield will be deep and straight away. The infield can play back now with 2 out, 2 on. Roseman to the set position, delivers. Cooper hits a little number back toward the mound, fielded by Roseman. Throw to first. The side retired. No runs on 1 hit, a walk, no errors, 2 runners are left at the end of 8. Tigers 7, Milwaukee 1.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
News, weather, farm information, sports, business activities, and so much more. It's all a part of Town and Country, mornings at 5 here on America's great radio station.
Ninth inning on tap now. The Tigers coming to bat. They've got the lead of the Brewers 7-1 in the first game of this trip. 11 games, and when we say 11, we're counting the Cincinnati exhibition game. Actually, there are only 10 if you want to count the regular games in American League competition. Mr. Rodriguez about ready to pitch. It'll be Ogilvie, Kemp, and Thompson for the Tigers in the ninth inning. Ben Ogilvie has a single and a walk. He has come up with 1 for 3 so far officially tonight against the two pitchers, Travers and Rodriguez. Here's the right-hander into motion, delivers, and there's a bounding ball wide at first. Hagen has in to make the play all by himself. 1 out in the Tiger ninth inning. That'll ring to bat Kemp, who's had a good day at the plate. A home run, a single. He was hit by a pitch. He scored a run after that, and they got him out one time on a fly to right. Steve Kemp. Steve started off a little bit slow with a bat, but he seems to be picking up momentum as the season progresses. Well, I'll be adding to his confidence every game. Rodriguez looks him over. And the left-handed batter waiting on Eduardo's first delivery to him. Jammed him in close, ball 1, the count on Kemp. Well, they posted a final here now. The Dodgers beat Montreal 8-2. Now, everything's over in the National League. There's a looper hit the right field. A base hit. He didn't get good wood on that one, but he's so strong that even though he hit the ball down on the handle of the bat, it got over the infield for a single. That will be the third hit for Kemp. He has paced the Tiger attack with a home run and a couple of singles. Here's Jason Thompson up now to face Rodriguez. Jason has walked, struck out twice, and hit a bases-loaded double the last time he came to the plate. Swings as a little foul. It'll drift in the seats back at third. 6,390 have paid to see this one tonight. And tomorrow night we'll watch Vern Rule battle against Moose Haas in the second game of the 5-game set here at County Stadium. Here's a fastball outside on Thompson. 1-1 the count on Jason. That Texas-Kansas City game, the only one showing here in the American League scores. And Texas leads in the 8th inning 2-0. Gaylord Perry working on a shutout against the Royals. Leonard, I believe, for the Royals, isn't it? Yeah. Dennis Leonard pitching for KC. There's a flip over to first, and back in time is Kemp. We've got the pitchers now in the New York-Seattle game. Hunter for New York and Jones for Seattle. And Baltimore didn't score in the first at California. Palmer against Ross in that one. Paul will have all the scores on the scoreboard show when this one's over. Another throw by Rodriguez to Hagen, but again, Kemp is back safely. Tigers ahead here, 7-1 in the 9th inning. They've got a man on and the man out, with Thompson still waiting on a 1-1 delivery. Rodriguez not throwing to the plate, working on that man at first. Here's a ball in too close, backed him off. 2-1 on Jason. Outfield playing Thompson straight up this time. Rodriguez steps. Delivers. Here's a fastball wide. 3-1 the count on Thompson. Tigers have been hitting well in the last couple of games. Throw to first. Back in time is Kemp. That 4 home runs in the game before this one. They've got a couple of home runs in this one. LaFleur and Kemp have one apiece. Here's the pitch. Thompson backs off and gets a walk. That'll be the 4th walk off Rodriguez. And now we'll see Milt May come to bat for the Tigers. Milt has a sacrifice, single to fly to left and popped to second base. On his sacrifice, he reached the first base safely when the ball was bobbled by the pitcher, Travers. 2 men on and 1 man down. The Tigers batting with a 7-1 lead in the ninth. There's a fly ball to right. It's deep. Lescano going back. Still going. It's off the wall. Here comes Kemp around third. He's being waved home by Hatfield. Thompson goes into third. It is a double by May. The Tigers lead 8-1. That one hits near the top of the wall at the 362-foot marker. Runners had to hold up a little bit and look for a moment as if Lescano might have a chance to get that ball. May picks up his first RBI of the evening and his second hit. The Tigers continue their assault against the Milwaukee pitching. They now lead 8-1. And Kowski will be the batter. He's had a single, a double, a 4th down on the walk, and they're going to walk him again. Had the same situation in the 7th inning, except there were 2 out then with runners at second and third. Now there is 1 out with runners at second and third. And the Milwaukee strategy was to walk Mankowski and pitch to Wagner. It worked in the 7th when they struck out Wagner. Now they're walking Mankowski again. This time the bases will be loaded with 1 man down. Now here comes Dressen, work intentionally wide. Mankowski gets another walk. That's 5 walks now off the relief pitcher Rodriguez. And 2 of them have been intentional.
Well, they're aware that Mankowski is swinging a hot bat right now, making good contact with it. They're playing the percentages as well here.
And let's see what Mr. Wagner can do this time. He does not have a hit yet. He and Paredes are the only Tigers who have gone hitless. Cut and a miss. Strike 1 on Mark. 8 runs, 11 hits for Detroit. 1 run and 5 hits for the Brewers. Outfield around the right on Wagner. Rodriguez delivers. It is a high one, ball 1. 1-1 the count on Mark. Tigers have had a hit down every inning except the 8th when Rodriguez set him down 1, 2, 3. Now the right-hander sets and delivers, and Wagner swings and fouls it on the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thompson at third, May at second, Mankowski at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch coming up to Mark Wagner. And here it comes. He fouls it away on a check swing. The ball ricocheting off the bat and into the lower deck. Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers, knocked them out of first place when the Brewers came to Tiger Stadium. Now the set of the pitch. He takes a wide one just off the corner. 2-2 the count on Wagner. Rodriguez checks his time with Charlie Moore as catcher. Sets, delivers. Wagner swings, fly ball. Hits it into center field fairly deep. Should get the run in. Joshua under it. He makes the catch. Is the tag by Thompson. He's headed home. The throw is cut off by Young at shortstop. And the Tigers get another run. That'll be a sacrifice for Wagner, his second RBI. And it is now 9-1 in favor of Detroit. Runners at first and second, 2 down, and the top of the batting order, Ron LaFleur stepping up. Tigers 3 runs in the second, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 2 in the 9th. And they've got a chance to add some more here in the 9th inning. LaFleur with a home run his only hit, and he's picked up a couple of RBIs. The other RBI on the bounce out. 1 hit in 5 turns. This is time at bat number 6 for Ron. And the first pitch to him was low. Rodriguez delivers. It's a breaking pitch over. 1-1 on LaFleur. And Kowski at first. May on second. Here it comes. He swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes on LaFleur. Had a talk with Harvey Keene, the Milwaukee coach, before the game. He says he's walking about 5 miles a day now after his heart surgery over the offseason. Here's a foul out of play. Gets up and walks the streets when he's on the road. 1-2 now, the count on Ron LaFleur. Digging in and waiting on the next delivery. Here it is. He swings, fly ball, center field deep. Going back, Joshua still going. Reaches up and makes the catch way back about 400 feet from the plate. On the side, retired. The Tigers get 2 in the 9th inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 are left. We go to the last half tonight. Detroit 9, Milwaukee 1.
It's Norman, the Detroit newsboy. Anybody home?
Out here, I'm cleaning the garage.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bovey. I see you're cleaning the garage.
Norman, you got a mind like
steel trap?
Lint trap.
Yes, sir. Anyway, I've got a swell idea on how to get rid of all this stuff in the garage.
Oh, yeah?
Detroit News Real Cheap Classifieds.
And what might those be?
Well, they're want ads, and they're real cheap. Yes, sir. There's a $20 plan that gives you 2 lines for 14 days for the price of only 5 days.
Well, gee, that's
real cheap. Yes,
yeah.
sir. And we've also got a $15 plan and a $10 one, too. Each of which also represents significant savings.
Hey, kid, thanks for the tip. Maybe.
Excuse me, Mr. Bovey, but you aren't throwing out that neat gorilla suit, are you?
Well, that thing, yeah.
Gee, I've always wanted a, do you suppose I could try it on?
Right ahead.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Bovey. I'll just... Uh-oh. It's stuck.
Oh, guess you'll have to wear it.
What'll I say to my customers?
Just tell them your duck suit's in the cleaners.
My duck suit's
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Detroit News Real Cheap Classified. Call 977-7500. It's a way to sell almost anything for next to nothing.
Last half the 9th inning. Dave Roseman trying to pick up win number 3 now. Has an 8-run lead over the Milwaukee Brewers, 9-1. Dan Thomas will lead off for Milwaukee. He's the cleanup hitter. Then it'll be Lascano, followed by Bando. 9 runs, 11 hits for Detroit. They've made no errors. Milwaukee 1 run, 5 hits. They've made 1 error. Thomas takes strike called. Umpire Brevigan said so. Strike 2. He got a fastball on the outside corner. Now that's the job Roseman has now to throw strikes for that 8-run lead. The right-hander kicks and deals. Here's a fly ball to deep center. Going back is LaFleur. Racing toward the wall. He's there. Reaches up and makes the catch about 4 feet from the wall in deep center. Lascano will lead the batter. The third hit into another plate. The rate of influx. Evansville and Denver tied 2-2 there in the 4th inning at Denver. There's a strike called. Kowski backing up a couple of paces at third base. Tigers lead 9-1 in the 9th inning. There's a ball outside the slider from Rose. He winds, he pitches. It's a wide one, breaking ball, 2-1. The only Milwaukee run came in the 5th inning when Money hit a home run in the left field seats, his 2nd of the year. Dave Roseman about ready. 2-1 pitch coming up. Lescano swings with the bounding ball to third. Kowski has the one hopper. Throw to Thompson is in plenty of time. 2 Brewers are out in the 9th inning. And it is Sal Bando now to come up and face Dave Roseman. 9-1, Detroit in the lead. Don't forget the scoreboard show with Paul Carey. Paul will have it all. Bando waiting on the rookie right-hander. Here's the pitch. It's a ball high on Sal, ball 1. Rosie winds, delivers, line shot, knocked down by Kowski at third. He picks it up, throw to Thompson. The game's over, and the Tigers win the first one of the 5-game set. In the 9th inning, the Brewers have nothing across, and the final score at County Stadium, Milwaukee, Detroit 9 and Milwaukee 1.
Well, the Tigers get this 10-game road trip underway on the right foot behind a solid pitching performance of Dave Roseman, beating the Milwaukee Brewers 9-1. For the Tigers, 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They'd have 10 on base. The Brewers had 1 run on 5 hits with 1 error and left 5 on base. Roseman goes all the way for his 3rd victory of the year against no defeat. The Rose turning in his 2nd consecutive complete game, while Phil Travers is beaten for the 2nd straight time by the Tigers and has his record dipped to 3-4. The Tigers with an 11-hit attack tonight off 2 Milwaukee pitchers. A couple of Tiger home runs again, both with the bases empty, leading off in the 5th inning by Ron LaFleur, and a leadoff homer in the 6th by Steve Kemp. The Tigers getting 3 runs in the 2nd on just 1 hit. 1 of the runs unearned. A hit batsman, a walk, a sacrifice, and an error. Loading the bases. Phil Kowski singled in 1 run. Mark Wagner's force out scored another run, and Ron LaFleur bounced out for the 2nd out of the inning to get in still another run for the Tigers. And then in the 5th inning, LaFleur hit his 3rd homer of the year. Don Money hit a homer in the bottom of the 5th inning to put Milwaukee on the board, and as it turned out, that's all they could get off the Rose tonight. Kemp led off the 6th with his 5th homer of the year. The Tigers added 2 runs in the 7th on a bases-loaded ground rule double by Jason Thompson, and added 2 more runs in the 9th inning. A 1-out single by Kemp, followed by a walk to Thompson, an intentional pass to Phil Kowski. Milt May's double scored the 1st run of the inning, and then Mark Wagner's sacrifice fly got in the final Tiger run. Bill Travers went 5 2/3 innings, suffered his 4th loss. Eduardo Rodriguez going the rest of the way against the Tigers, who were issued 7 walks tonight, and they also struck out 7 times. Roseman struck out 6 and walked 2 in posting another complete game effort. 6,390 on hand here at Milwaukee County Stadium for a game that took 2 hours and 26 minutes.